They're back. RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook are free to enlist. What they're up to will make you cry. June 4th, 2025. New history is again imprinted on the calendars of armies around the world. That day, the world welcomed the return of the last four pillars of BTS, RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook from military service. They have officially been released from the green uniform and now again bear one name, Bangtan Sonyeondan. But the surprise is not only that they have returned, not only because the camera's spotlight caught the four hugging, laughing and looking down at each other as they left the last military base. What makes the world cry is what they plan to do after this. Since morning, the fans have gathered in silence, following the direction from HYB to maintain order. But when the four figures appeared, RM with a smile restrained Haru, V with his relaxed style, Jimin, whose eyes were already teary, and Jungkook, who was wearing a mask, but his eyes couldn't hide the tremors. All sounds are silent. Only tears speak. When V took Jimin by the shoulder and RM patted Jungkook's back, standing still like a rock, the world realized it's not just a reunion, it's the beginning of a new chapter. A few hours after the release, the four immediately opened the broadcast on Weverse. No music, no effects, just four sincere voices and a screen recording their original expressions. We spent 2 years quietly. But every day, we think of you, RM said. Staring at the screen, V added with a smile, I miss singing, but more than that, I miss standing with these people. Jimin, in a trembling voice, said, we want to go on stage immediately. But not only that, we want a new story, one that is more than a concert. And Jungkook, who was initially silent, finally said, we have a plan. And if you knew what it was, you'd probably cry. According to several reliable sources from the Korean entertainment industry, BTS is now entering the production phase of a major project touted as Project Army. Sources say they have prepared. A new mini-album will be released on June 13, 2025, just in time for BTS's 12th debut anniversary. A title track co-written with all 7 members. It contains lyrics about loss, time, and reuniting. A global concert tentatively named Return of the Seven, and the most thrilling, personal documentary project where each member will tell their emotional struggles during the military service, including personal voice notes that they secretly recorded while longing. For the stage and the army, many fans shared their tears, writing stories about how the silence of the last 2 years could not shake their love. One of the comments on Weverse reads, we stay here. We're not going anywhere. And now you're back. We are ready to walk again. With Jin and J-Hope already released from the military and 4 members now following, all eyes are now on one thing. When will the 7 of them perform together again? The answer from the HYB insiders sounds surprising, faster than expected. They've been rehearsing. They've even recorded. It remains only to wait for one stage. After the live broadcast that made the world touched, the members did not wait long. The next day, at exactly 8 a.m. Korean time, 7 black cars appear to be hurtling toward the old HYB training building, a place that holds memories from their trainee days. The staff couldn't hide their emotions as the 7 silhouettes walk side by side into the studio. Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. Everyone was dressed casually, but the atmosphere was undeniable. This was a moment that could only be explained by tears and silence. Take a look around you before you say anything. Here it is. We're back. There was no other sound. Just the sound of J-Hope banging on V's shoulder, trying to hide his tears with laughter, while RM walked to the corner of the room, stared at the mirror that once reflected them all for 10 years, then whispered, time does not wait. But we came back stronger. Jimin, who had been silent since entering the room, finally turned to Jungkook, and for a moment, their eyes met. Jungkook smiled slightly and lowered his head, but the camera captured that Jimin was holding his breath, according to an exclusive report from a South Korean music reporter. On the same day, BTS held a closed-door meeting with music director HYB and specially brought in international producers. They discussed The title track will be a love letter to the army with the tentative title, One More Moonrise. The big comeback schedule is touted to fill 2 stadiums in the first 2 nights. Seoul and Tokyo, a concert concept that combines elements of documentary and live performance, presenting their emotional journey during 2 years apart. One of the staff told the media, they don't want to just show up. They want to tell stories. Each of their steps during the draft will be part of the stage. What happened in the rehearsal studio that day? According to eyewitnesses from among the staff, Jungkook was the first to open vocal rehearsal with the song Spring Day Suga, although still recovering from his injury. Was still present and played the piano for the acoustic practice session. Jimin and V tried out harmonies for a new song and had a laugh when their voices messed up, but their eyes were teary. RM seemed to write the lyrics in the corner of the studio, and when asked, he said, "I'm writing about a time we can't repeat and about how you all keep waiting." Jin hugged all the members one by one before rehearsals began, saying, "We're going home." Sources within HYB say that Project Army is not just an album or concert, but it is also an inner mission that BTS wants to realize with their fans. As part of this project, it will be released anyway. A personal photo book of each member featuring their diary entries and exclusive photos during their enlistment. The global streaming documentary series, which will be split into 7 episodes, each focusing on each member's emotional journey. A song called If You Waited, which will be sung live for the first time during the concert. That afternoon, after a grueling and touching workout, the 7 BTS members gathered on the roof of the old HYB building, the place they used to go secretly at night when they were trainees. Seoul's winds are blowing slowly. The sky began to turn red, as if celebrating a reunion that had been too long awaited. And no cameras, no reporters, just the 7 of them, standing in a small circle. The normally smiling Jimin began to cry in silence, and Jungkook reflexively grabbed his shoulder. Jin throws silly jokes as usual to break the atmosphere, but instead makes them all laugh in sobs. R.I.P. said slowly, "We are no longer children chasing dreams, but men who once lost the stage, then chose to return not for the sake of glory, but for the sake of each other." V nodded. J-Hope looked up at the sky. Suga closed his eyes and took a deep breath, and in that quiet moment, one sentence from Jimin shook everything. "Thank you for not giving up on us, for choosing to stay together." No applause, no music, only sincerity echoes among the empty buildings. They don't say anymore, because at that time, everyone knew BTS isn't just back, they're reborn. And the world, for the first time after a long silence, again breathed with them. The day was closed with an upload from BTS's official account, a silhouette photo of the 7 members inside the studio, with dim chandeliers depicting a warm and homesick atmosphere. The caption is just one sentence: "We never really left. We were always on our way back." Armies from all over the world flooded the comments column. Some of the most shared reads, "The world is falling to pieces, but when you guys get back together, we know everything will be fine." Used to chase dreams, they come back as grown men who have gone through solitude, pressure, and separating times. But they're also back with fuller hearts, hands clasping each other tighter, and a dream that this time isn't just for them, but to everyone who believed in them all this time. And now the world can only say one thing: they're back.